Hi everybody and happy Easter. I'm Jilly Lagasse. This is a slice of gluten-free life with Gluten-Free Living magazine. I am so excited for today because I'm going to help you de-stress and take the stress out of making your Easter dinner. I'm sure you have friends and family and loved ones coming over and you're probably already starting to panic about what you're going to cook and how you're going to do it while entertaining everybody. Let me show you how. So today we're going to make a one-pan Easter roast lamb dinner. So everything's going to be in that one pot, making your life so much simpler. Also, all the lamb fat and the drippings are going to help to cook everything else. It's going to be amazing. So come with me and let me show you how we're going to make this and de-stress your Easter. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is make the marinade for the lamb. And basically you just want to put everything into a nice little measuring cup like we have here. We're going to just score the lamb and marinate and rub all this goodness into it. So let's get cracking. So in a measuring cup, or you can use a bowl, it's up to you. You're going to want a few good generous glugs of olive oil, any oil of your choice really. Okay. Generous with the olive oil. Now we're going to go ahead and do some lemon zest. And for this, I love Meyer lemons. It's just a preference. You can use whatever you want. I just find that they're not as bitter of a zest. You want all that goodness from this lemon. This smells amazing already. So we're going pretty traditional with the flavor. It's going to be some rosemary, a little mint, some garlic, lemon. That's pretty much all of our lemon in there. Get all that goodness on the back. Don't want to skimp. Okay, now you guessed it, give it a little roll. You're going to be doing the lemon. So just over your hand to catch any seeds. Go ahead and squeeze that lemon juice. It's just going to add such a nice brightness to the lamb, which is kind of gamey, right? So whatever we can do to kind of lighten that up. Same with the other half. End up just picking them out. It's easier. So, lemon zest, lemon juice, the oil. This was a really big lemon. One is plenty. It smells so yummy already. Right, now we're going to do some garlic. So I prefer, you can do minced garlic if you want, but for me personally, I prefer to make like a paste with my little garlic press here. And I prefer it because it's going to really get into all those nooks and crannies that we create when we score our lamb. And I'm going to probably do about 3 of these guys because, hey, I love garlic and I think it tastes amazing with this dish. All right, but like I said, feel free to mince if you prefer. All right, now we're gonna get to the herbs, the herbage. So I've just got some rosemary from the garden. And I'm gonna leave, some of these we're just gonna put in whole into the dish. Like that, guys, I'm probably gonna just leave him whole. But the rest we're gonna just grab the leaves off. And that already just smells fantastic. Just that alone. Try to get all the stems off. A few more. The rest you can just kind of chuck in the pan to roast along with the potatoes and the lamb. But we do want some of these herbs chopped up into the mix. Let's do one more guy. Nice cute little guy. Same with the mint. So I just have a few sprigs from the garden. If you have it, you can use it. If you don't, it's really not a big deal. You could use oregano instead. Put some thyme. I mean, any of those herbs would be great.
All right, so you got this big old pile now of our herbs. I'm just gonna kind of roll it together, smush it down so you can get a rough chop going. And that's all we're really gonna do is a rough chop, because you're just releasing the oil, the natural oils in the herbs, the natural flavors. A little bit more over here. Perfect. And then you're gonna chuck all that in to the mix. Wait till you see this come together. It's gonna be beautiful. And then finally, of course, we need salt and pepper, right? And we're gonna already season up the lamb as it is, but let me grab a fork. Actually, we can just use this guy. And you're gonna just give this a little rough mix, just to get that garlic paste intertwined with all the herbs. Gosh, that smells so good. Okay, now generously go in with some pepper. And remember, you're gonna also season the actual joint, the actual lamb joint or leg as it is. So you don't need to go too wild, but you want some seasoning in there. All right, so that is the amazing marinade. Okay, so when you buy your lamb, you're probably going to want to find a lamb it's partially boned still, and as you can see, like this one still has a bit of the bone in, right? So this is a leg of lamb that has been halved, and that's usually what you'll find, especially in the States, for a lamb roast. And that's perfect because you want that bone in there to kind of hold everything together, keep the flavors going. And this, you can see this side has like a little bit of fat, right? But when we flip it over, tons of fat. So the fat cap is the side that you're gonna want to roast upwards. And so what we're gonna do now is go in and score. We're gonna score this guy right now. And all I mean by that is we're gonna cut through the fat cap. And you can even just make little pockets so all that flavor goes in. It's up to you. That's really up to you. This is easy. So let's do this. We're just making like little pockets for all that good stuff that we made in the marinade to go in. Okay, and now that's the bone. That looks pretty yummy. Okay, let's give that marinade a stir. And we're gonna just start to pour about half of this marinade that we made here. The other half we'll reserve for after we get everything else in. Okay. Now, with your hands, obviously clean, take your hands and just massage and rub all of the sides of that meat. And I give it a good turn, rub it in, massage it like you love it, because you're gonna love it and so will your family once you make this. So give it a good rub. All right, when you're done kind of giving it a rub and a massage and making sure everything's in there, go ahead and wash your hands, and then we'll get all the potatoes and the other good stuff in here. And then we'll get this baby in the oven. I should mention too, try to let the lamb rest room temperature for about an hour before you actually get to this stage and before you actually roast it. It'll just help the meat to not be so tough, and it'll just be really moist and juicy and delicious. Okay, so let's go clean these hands and keep on going. All right, so we've just cut, I had some little new baby potatoes, not that many, I'd say about 6 or 7 that we've just halved into wedges, right? And we pop those in. 3 long organic carrots that we just cut into some wedges, put those in. Here's just the last of them that we'll throw in the pan. The carrots. Now you could do whatever you want, obviously, feel free. Parsnips, I mean anything would be great. I've got 2 more cloves of garlic that I'm just throwing in, as well as just those random sprigs of rosemary. And now we're gonna dump the rest of that amazing marinade that we had earlier all over the top of everything else. So all over the carrots, just everything will have that beautiful flavor. To finish it off, again, we're gonna do a nice healthy bit, salt I'm using just pink Himalayan sea salt. Use whatever you want. Pepper. Tons and tons and tons. The more flavor, the better, right? Make sure you get the top of that lamb as well. Fab. Okay, so this beautiful baby is going to go into a preheated oven of 400 degrees, and we're going to cook this uncovered for 45 minutes, just as is. At that point, we're going to check everything, and we'll probably have to add 1 or 2 cups of stock at that point, just to keep everything going. So we're going to put this in at 400 degrees for 45 minutes, and we will see you back in just a bit. Okay, so this has been in the oven, 400 degrees for 45 minutes, and we've just popped it out. It's got some nice browning on. Everything smells amazing. So we're just gonna go ahead and add about 1 cup to 2 cups of stock. And you really just want that so we can kind of baste it in a little while. It'll have a little moisture, and we're just gonna give the little vegetables just a little bit of a stir so they get all that juice and moisture. Okay, now this is the secret for this dish is we're gonna put it back in the oven, still at 400 degrees, and this is the important thing. So if you want rare lamb, which depending on if you have adults coming or kids, it's up to you, but rare, we're gonna cook this for another 30 minutes. Okay, and then we're gonna pop it out. If you want medium rare, which is preferable for our family, I'm gonna whack this back in for about 35 to another 40 minutes. And if you just want this baby well done, you're gonna cook this for a further 45 minutes. All right, let's have a look at this beauty. So it would have another 35, 40 minutes. We gave it a little bit of a baste halfway through, and then it's been resting for about 10 minutes, and look at that beauty. Can you even believe it? It smells amazing. All the vegetables have been cooking in that beautiful jus at the bottom. You could always make a gravy from the liquid in the jus at the bottom. That's totally up to you. I prefer to just kind of leave it as is. I love it like that. So here's your Easter dinner. Now you have 2 options. So, right, you could either slice all of this up and plate it on a nice platter and bring it into the table, or what I prefer to do is use this as the most beautiful centerpiece, right? So I just take this and put it on the table as a centerpiece, and it's so much more fun and interactive to have it just kind of carved tableside, and everybody can kind of pick what they like to have. Serve this with any, sides that you want, any other vegetable dishes or some greens, some salad, totally up to you. But this is your Easter dinner done. How amazing is that? Now, the other thing I love about this is that it doesn't matter if you're celiac, you're gluten-free or not. This is a dish that will serve everybody happily. Everyone will enjoy this, no matter what. So I just think this is the best way to cook for holidays and for any big gathering, because it doesn't matter if you're celiac or not. So let's crack into this beauty. Let's see. Now this is usually my husband's job, but we'll see how I go at this. So we've still got some pinkness in there. Let me turn it around. We've got some lovely pink bits here, and then it's nice and cooked at the top bits. So I would probably serve the kids the top bits, and the kind of more rare bits here at the bottom I would serve to the adults, depending on what your child's palate is like. So I would just keep going. I'm gonna slice all this, save this bone for some stock, and enjoy the most amazing Easter dinner that we can. So I hope you guys try this. Make it for yourselves. Have the best and most blessed Easter you can. Wishing everybody the most wonderful holiday. Thanks again.